All right. So Natalie asks, I often get calls from someone from Google saying that my business profile needs updating. Is that a scam?
Yes, yes. Google will not reach out to you by phone saying that your Google profile needs to be updated. Be very weary of that.
Good to know. Heidi says, we get reviews, but they keep disappearing. Do you know why?
Yes. So Google's review system uses an algorithm to determine whether reviews are real or not. And part of the elements that go into that particular algorithm are tied to the frequency at which the frequency at which reviews are being submitted based on their prior history, the information that's in the reviews, if they're very generic, if they're reviews written by people who've written only one review and all of a sudden are writing reviews like that. So it's not a perfect science, but Google wants to ensure that the reviews that appear on their system are real reviews by real people who really are reviewing the business because they have an experience with it. So um, that's the reality. It's an algorithm that decides what appears. So, in other words, if you ask your friends and family to all of a sudden write reviews for your business, or within 1 week, chances are most of those reviews will not appear. By
Gotcha.
the way,
And a
Yelp does the same thing.
Gotcha. Good to know. I know a frequent question when we're talking about reviews to follow up with that is people want to know if there's a way to get those reviews to come back. Is there a way to do that? I would assume no, based on what you just said.
No.
Okay. Very good. So Kevin says, trying to verify our Google page, yet we are not getting the postcard. Is there another option versus the postcard?
There is, and I believe if after 2 or 3 requests of requesting the postcard, you don't get it, there might be something odd going on with the address itself. But I believe there is an options where you say, I am not getting the postcard, and then there's I believe, a phone verification. But remember that these Google processes change all the time. So something that might have been in place last week may have changed. And we've had this a couple of times only, because usually the postcard does work.
Awesome. Good to know. So just sounds like just keep trying, and then I'm assuming that other option will pop up for whatever optional or alternative verification process they have. Great. So Lisa says, how can I update my Google profile? It won't let me log in and gain access.
Well, Google has the pretty stringent security. So if you can't get in, you got to reset your password, or there are different ways to reset passwords or gain access. You just need to follow the instructions on how to gain access to the account. On this note, anybody who has a Google or Gmail account should really make sure that they update the account to provide alternative ways to access. That means using a second email address in the account, using a mobile device so they can send a 2-factor authentication code. Don't just rely on one email and with a hope that you remember the password.
That's a great tip, because sometimes we forget those passwords or something else happens with that email address and it gets closed down or we're locked out for a while. So that makes a lot of sense.